cold and dark night, Sophia planned to meet her new boyfriend whom she had recently met online. This was their first time meeting. After a while, Sophia arrived at Jack's house. After a long car journey, it was now time for her to get out of the car. When she looked towards the house, she saw a large old house. The house had a strange feeling, as if no one had lived there for many years. Sophia prepared herself and rang the doorbell. After a short wait, Jack opened the door. With a friendly smile, he welcomed Sophia and asked her to come in and offered her a drink. Jack played romantic music, and while talking to Sophia, he filled the wine glasses. They toasted to each other's health and clinked their glasses together. After drinking and talking together, Jack's phone rang. Jack picked up his phone and saw that it was his boss calling. He told Sophia that he needed to answer this call. He apologized to Sophia, answered the call, and went into the living room. After having a bit of a drink, Sophia leaned back on the couch and looked around the house, and suddenly she heard a sound. What was the sound? Where did it come from? It was a sound like the growl of a predatory animal. Sophia got up from the couch and moved towards the sound. The higher she went, the faster her heart beat. The moment she got close to the door, the growling sound stopped. She wondered what could be behind this door. To find out, she first had to open the door. Behind the closed door, a cold and scary atmosphere prevailed. A bad smell reached Sophia's nose that forced her to follow it to understand the reason. As she moved forward, she saw a scene that increased her fear and horror. A wheelchair with someone sitting, and a cloth was placed on it. A little further on, she felt something under her foot. She picked it up and went near the wheelchair. Her hands were shaking, but no matter how hard it was, she had to lift the veil from this mystery. But what she saw next was not pleasant at all. When she looked at the victim on the wheelchair, she screamed in fear, but then she heard a sound behind her. The sound of a terrifying female breath, exactly behind her, with sharp and ear-piercing notes. It didn't give her any chance and attacked her. That terrifying creature had wrapped its long, thick hair around Sophia's neck and was pushing towards the ceiling. The girl was under intense pressure. Hair as strong as powerful hands had looped around her neck. There was no more air to breathe. The sound of death was coming. She had to think of a solution. Suddenly, an idea came to her mind. With the weapon she had in her hands, she tried to quickly cut off those powerful hairs. Maybe this action would keep her alive. Time seemed very slow to her. With repeated efforts, she finally managed to free herself from the grip of that creature and take a little breath. When she sat on the ground, she saw the cruel and ugly face of that creature up close. She sank into doubt and anxiety. In the eyes of that creature, she could see death. She came to herself and realized she had to escape. She was running with all her strength to escape from the room. In this situation, only this was important. The strange woman now saw Sophia as her prey, like a predatory lion after a small deer. She left that ominous room and ran out of breath towards another room to take refuge. She had to be very careful because that woman was right behind her. She entered another room and locked it as quickly as possible. From behind the door, the sound of heavy blows to the room door was heard, which eventually stopped. Sophia now breathed a sigh of relief. She called the police and reported the strange incident that had happened to her in this house and asked for help from the police with a trembling voice and a worried heart. After a while of deadly silence that ruled the room, again, from behind the door, a sound was heard, trying to open the locked door. Sophia was breathless with fear. Suddenly, the door opened with great force and Jack, with a distraught and surprised face, entered the room and called Sophia. Jack went to Sophia and hugged her to calm her down. He tried to understand what had caused Sophia to fall into this state. But it didn't take long for the safe hug to turn into a devilish plot by Jack. Jack gently brought a syringe containing poison close to Sophia's neck for injection. Sophia, who was shocked at Jack's action, asked him, "Why? Why did you do this?" A little later, Sophia's eyes became dark and she fainted on the ground. But why? Why? Sophia opened her eyes after fainting and looked around. She was very confused and amazed. When she regained consciousness, she noticed Jack's presence in front of her. Sophia saw herself in a wheelchair that her hands were tied with rope. Jack told her not to worry and that it was nothing personal. He had to do this. Sophia moaned and cried with fear. She had no idea about her fate. Then Jack moved the wheelchair and went to the dark and mysterious room, where there was a terrifying and strange woman. The closer she got to the room, the more horror took over her. After entering the room, he took her to a corner of the room. It was cold and dark. Sophia struggled to get Jack to free her. Fear was pouring from the girl's eyes. She didn't want to face that terrifying creature again. Jack, who seemed to have a part of his being dead and didn't care about Sophia's moans and pleas, got close to the exit door. He suddenly pointed to an unknown direction and said, "Honey, the food is ready." Then he rang a bell that he had in his hands. He turned to Sophia and said, "I'm glad to meet you." Then he closed the door. Sophia now realized that she, like the person in the wheelchair, was a prey, a food for a terrifying woman. Unfortunately, it was too late. She's seeing it, witnessing those deadly and soulless eyes. Sophia's heartbeat was rising second by second, without being able to do anything. Closer and closer. Was this the end? Or maybe there was a chance for Sophia? But it seems hard for her to believe.